and you can give, 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 and sometimes you get nothing. In return, you get nothing.
So clearly, I need to rethink this career, I think.
When Nia Jax first debuted on Monday Night Raw, she was this dominant and destructive force in the women's division, taking out superstars such as Alicia Fox, Bayley, and Sasha Banks. With her character slowly developing, Nia Jax was then booked into a storyline involving the women's champion, Alexa Bliss, which saw Nia become Little Miss Bliss's bodyguard and friend, ironically as they are best friends in real life.
Oh, friend!
In order to eventually get her own title shot. Although the storyline was never really followed up on, her moment came when she attacked Alexa Bliss after feigning celebration with her, after Bliss defeated Sasha Banks to reclaim her women's championship. Although this got Nia Jax involved in a fatal 5-way championship match at No Mercy, Alexa Bliss still retained her title. From this point on, it was reported that Nia Jax was unhappy with her role in the WWE.
And not what? Oh man! And then clothesline.
She walked out of a Raw TV event claiming that she was unhappy with her pay scale and how she's been booked. It was also revealed that Nia Jax was unwilling to accept the idea to lose cleanly to Sasha Banks at the Tables, Ladders and Chairs pay-per-view, which ultimately led to the change of the match, which saw Alicia Fox step in as a replacement for Nia Jax. Nia Jax was subsequently granted a leave of absence for personal reasons by management, after getting some advice from her cousin, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
How do I find the motivation to work out? Well, I bust in the bedroom completely naked with Lauren's laying there. Here it is.
He encouraged her to walk away if she was unhappy. Although it is unclear whether the situation has been sorted out by the WWE, Nia Jax is back wrestling for the company. I guess we'll have to wait and see how WWE management book her. It is no secret that Cesaro has publicly vented his frustrations with the WWE management on his position in the company. But to be honest, I don't blame him. He is easily one of the strongest pound-for-pound wrestlers in the company, and highly talented in the ring. Maybe not at suit tearing. But WWE, Vince McMahon, sorry I got a terrible cough, does not believe he can be a main event singles competitor. We got a glimpse of Cesaro's frustrations with the company from numerous shoot interviews he did. One in particular was an interview that took place the next day on Raw after the SummerSlam pay-per-view, which saw Cesaro confused and angry after hearing he was not in any of the qualifying matches that took place to determine the next Universal Champion, since Finn Balor had to vacate his championship due to injury.
I have to relinquish this title.
Even though he participated in a best-of-7 match with Sheamus for a championship opportunity. Another shoot interview he did took place on the 2016 Battlegrounds kickoff panel, where Cesaro was very annoyed that he wasn't even performing on the show, adding that he is the best WWE wrestler, just giving his opinion on a panel show, instead of being out there in the ring. And probably the most famous shoot interview was his interview that took place during the 2017 WWE Draft. This saw Cesaro get picked as draft number 28, even though he said he was draft number 17 in the interview to Raw, which he was very unhappy about. He said he should have been at least in the top 10 and would have been a better fit for SmackDown, as it's a wrestling show and not necessarily about the GMs, which was a shot to Raw. where do I start with Sami Zayn? I guess the word underdog springs to mind, but that is probably even an understatement considering how WWE management are booking him. As we know, Sami Zayn is heavily underused in the company. Whether it's as a face or as a heel, he pretty much loses most of his matches, which is a real shame because he is one of the more talented wrestlers in the WWE locker room. He's actually got quite the resume. Where do I start? Being buried by yours truly John Cena in his own hometown? Insulted by trading Sami Zayn for Eva Marie.
Eva Marie, Mick?
Even though Mick Foley never planned for it to go through. Still, Eva Marie.
What is that? What is that?
Losing not once but twice to Aiden English.
Don't, please don't, go, stop it, no.
Losing to Mike Kanellis. And not to mention countless other losses, as well as the fact that he has not won a single title since being called up to the main roster.
Give me
A title. Even now being paired up with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn still cannot seem to be put over since turning heel. It probably doesn't help that he still has some backstage heat on him after Zayn and Owens were sent home for disciplinary reasons from the WWE European Tour for not putting over the New Day before their Survivor Series match against The Shield. Although reports are saying Owens no longer has any backstage heat, the same cannot be said for Sami. It is rumoured that Sami Zayn's attitude backstage could be the problem. He is apparently said to be a character that is sometimes hard to read and can be a bit disrespectful, as well as vocal when he doesn't like something. But to be honest, I'm not surprised, especially considering the way he has been treated since being called up to the main roster. When you think of Dolph Ziggler now, you cannot help but feel sorry for the guy. He is arguably one of the best when it comes to in-ring ability and promo work, but as of lately, it seems like Ziggler has failed to sustain relevance, with all his pushes ending abruptly. For example, remember Dolph Ziggler vs AJ Styles? Yeah? Me neither. It seems fans have reached a point where they no longer care about Ziggler. As Dave Meltzer put it rightly, Dolph Ziggler has been the victim of as many stop and start pushes of anyone in history. The crowds always get behind him for the start, no matter how many false teases there are, and then, a few weeks later, the company always takes him back down. It probably won't be too long until we see Dolph Ziggler being released from the company. Either that or he'll just leave himself.
I deserve better.
Ever since Rusev returned from his injury, he has not been happy with his creative direction in the company.
Nobody cares about Rusev.
The 6-foot, 300-pound Bulgarian Brute is widely regarded as one of the most underutilized WWE talents on the roster. He has voiced his frustrations online, not as Chewbacca,
Oh my god.
but as Rusev, through social media and through backstage interviews. In an interview that took place behind the scenes on SmackDown Live, Rusev expressed his resentment towards Shane McMahon.
Nobody cares about Rusev.
As he changed Rusev's Survivor Series qualifying opponent from AJ Styles to Randy Orton, which he was not prepared for. He also brought up the issue of Shane McMahon not qualifying for his place on the SmackDown Survivor Series team.
He just said, hey guys, how you doing? I'm going to be the team.
As well as tweeting a sarcastic message, congratulating John Cena for qualifying for the Survivor Series team. Fair and square. More recently, Rusev took part in a Facebook video posted by Sporf, where he took shots towards Shane McMahon, Enzo Amore, Bobby Roode, Sami Zayn, and even the chairman of the WWE, Vince McMahon, as he was unhappy with his 84 rating on WWE 2K18. He talked about how he was undefeated for a whole year, faced John Cena on a freaking tank, and was still 84 rated. He also added how the only realistic rating is Vince McMahon, which is a 74, because he sucks.
You son of a
If Rusev Day consists of Rusev getting undervalued and underused, then I guess that's why it's Rusev Day every day. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please show your support by leaving a like and sharing this video, as it really does help us a lot. Don't forget to comment below too, and we will pin up the best comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video from us. Lastly, for daily wrestling facts and more, follow all of our social media accounts, which are on screen and in the description. Thanks, and until the next video.